What if patience didn't die quietly? What if it was murdered? By speed. You could be at the coffee shop. The line isn't long, but the man in front checks his phone 3 times. He scrolls, sighs, and looks up again, as if impatience will make time move faster. Across town, a trader refreshes his portfolio. Again. Every blink feels like a potential loss. And somewhere else, a creator deletes a video that didn't perform within an hour. We live in a world where waiting feels like failure, where time spent not producing, not reacting, not doing, feels wasted. The reward used to be at the end of effort. Now, it's every little ping in between. Because we've built an economy that doesn't reward patience, it punishes it. An economy where reaction replaced reflection, and speed became the only language worth listening to.
Remember, kids, to make progress, you must be patient.
Yeah, thanks, Grandpa. Like anyone does that anymore. Pfft. No, but seriously, in the past, it had logical steps. You planted, you waited, you harvested, you built, you tested, you improved. You invested, not for the month, but for the next generation. Growth was slow, but it was earned. Time gave meaning to reward, and value wasn't something you could refresh. It was something you nurtured. Then came the shift, when long-term started sounding outdated, when markets became faster than understanding, and waiting became the same as losing. You can't flex it if it took longer than a day to make. You don't want to be called a loser, right? We literally traded strategy for speed, stability for scalability, and the idea of long-term got buried under quarterly reports, instant approvals, and algorithmic urgency. The stock market doesn't sleep anymore. The news cycle resets every few minutes. Even our emotions refresh on cue, one notification at a time. Somewhere along the way, the future stopped being something we built toward. It became something we tried to outrun, because now, the value of time isn't measured in years, it's measured in refresh rates. But this impatience isn't an accident. It's a product, something designed, refined, and sold to keep us moving, clicking, and spending. Every part of the modern system runs on immediacy. Need a loan? Instant approval. Need validation? One tap. Need a dopamine hit? Just scroll. And while we call it progress, it's really training. A global conditioning experiment where we've learned to expect speed and fear stillness. And finance caught on fast, real fast. Markets rewarded the boldest trades, not the best ones. Buy now, pay later replaced saving. And speculation became entertainment. So the result of all this was clear. An economy that is driven not by patience, but by pressure, by the constant need to react before someone else does. Because the system doesn't care if your decision is wise, only that it's instant. And when everything is instant, mistakes happen faster too. That's the beauty of this design. But here's the thing. The system doesn't just create impatience, it rewards it. And when something keeps rewarding bad habits long enough, we start calling them normal. We even start calling them efficient, because that's how it spreads, not as chaos, but as progress. We call it just that, progress. We call it optimization. But really, it's just impatience rebranded as efficiency. Faster payments, shorter deadlines, same-day everything. We celebrate it even when it costs us clarity. Because the faster something moves, the more advanced it feels. And if something takes time, we assume it's broken. But here's the problem. Every time we compress the process, we lose part of the purpose. We build systems that move quicker than we can understand them, markets that trade faster than they can stabilize, and people that react quicker than they can reflect. Speed starts as a tool, then becomes the goal. We stop asking, "Is this better?" and start asking, "Is this faster?" And the faster we go, the more fragile we become. A single rumor can trigger a sell-off. A single click can drain an account. A single moment of silence can feel unbearable. We've even built efficiency to the point where even our mistakes have automation, where we no longer fail slowly, we collapse instantly. Because when everything's optimized for now, there's no room left for later. So we talk about killing time like it's harmless, something to waste. But when you kill time, you're also killing the space where meaning grows. Patience used to be the backbone of progress. It gave ideas time to mature. It gave people room to think, reflect, and correct course. It made decisions stronger because they were tested by time, not just emotion. But when time becomes the enemy, every choice becomes a rush, every project becomes a sprint, and every delay feels like failure. We've built a culture where stillness looks like weakness, and where planning gets replaced by reacting. We scroll past depth because it doesn't fit into a feed. We abandon long-term goals for short-term proof. And we confuse activity for accomplishment. In killing time, we killed our ability to build anything that lasts. Because patience wasn't about waiting, it was about trust. Trust in the process. Trust that good things require delay. Without patience, there's no space left to grow, only to react. And when everything becomes a reaction, even progress starts to look like panic. Maybe patience was never the problem. Maybe we just forgot what it looked like. Because patience isn't passive. It's strength without noise. It's what separates reaction from wisdom, speed from stability, and noise from clarity. The man at the coffee shop still waits, but this time he doesn't check his phone. The trader closes his app, not because he's given up, but because he knows time isn't the enemy. And the creator? He posts, walks away, and lets the work breathe. Because patience isn't about doing nothing. It's about trusting that what's worth building takes time to build. In a world that glorifies immediacy, patience becomes rebellion, and the ability to slow down, that's power. And if you focus on that, focus on improving daily, building a life with a purpose, every day, even in the smallest way, you too can get out of this system of instant gratification. But not everyone can do it alone. That's what we built the Digital Vault for. A space for tools, systems, and ideas that aren't about chasing the next thing, but building something that lasts. Because when you stop rushing, you start realizing time was never working against you. You just stopped letting it work for you.